So the P3 Orion is uniquely configured for severe weather research, specifically hurricane research and reconnaissance.
NOAA has 2 of these that they use to collect radar and wind data directly from hurricanes. Robert Mitchell is the aircraft commander of this one, named Kermitt the Frog. The other is appropriately named Miss Piggy, by the way. You wouldn't think that this aircraft, in service since the 1970s, would be the best option for flying into a hurricane, but its track record certainly disproves that. A recent upgrade to these planes added new wings and engines, but kept those propellers. But that was a calculated choice, not to switch over to jet engines, as these turboprop engines are much better in a hurricane environment. The wet and windy hurricane environment also requires changes to a normal flight plan. These planes fly at or below 10,000 feet compared to the safe cruising altitude of 30,000 feet used by commercial aircraft. This is to make sure that loads of water on and inside the aircraft doesn't freeze at higher altitudes, as anti-ice precautions can only go so far. Missions take between 8 and 10 hours, with a big chunk of that time spent in transit to the storm. But once they get to the most intense part of the hurricane, the eye wall, well,
there's only one way through, or one way to go except through. So as we go through that eye wall, we're looking at the radar, looking for the gradients, trying to find the safest spot that we can go through, and then we're heading right through it.
This isn't one and done. Hurricane hunters make several passes through the storm in an X-shaped pattern to record data from all 4 quadrants of the hurricane.
Each pass through the storm typically takes about an hour to an hour and a half, but luckily only about 15 or 20 minutes of that is inside that eye wall and penetrating the real core of that storm.
So how much worse is flying through a Cat 5 versus a tropical storm? Well,
now, I bet if I asked you which storm was worse, you'd probably say the Category 5. But I will tell you, a Category 5 storm has severe winds, but as that storm builds up, oftentimes what we find just from the seat of our pants is that as we go into that Category 5 storm, it has so much energy and it's distributed across the entire storm that actually the turbulence is not nearly as bad. Oftentimes that Category 1 storm, or that tropical storm that's growing to a Category 2 storm, that's the storm that has all those single cells, all that dynamic that's organizing, and that organization is oftentimes what causes that turbulence. It gives us the worst rides.
Storm Team 2 will keep you updated all throughout severe weather and hurricane season, so be sure to check our website, counton2.com. For a moment of science, I'm Storm Team 2 meteorologist David Dixon.